Every country on Earth is in debt. The United States now owes over $38 trillion, the highest it's ever been. The European Union carries around 14 trillion, and Japan is close to 9 trillion. Even countries famous for their oil or massive exports, like Saudi Arabia, Germany, and China, owe huge amounts of money. But here's the strange part. If everyone owes money, who exactly is the lender? We tend to think of debt as a burden, but it's actually the invisible structure of our modern world. Every war, every economic boom, and every crisis is built on a foundation of IOU. And if you follow the trail of who owes who long enough, you discover something surprising. The world doesn't really owe money to anyone else. It owes it to itself. Right now, the planet is drowning in over $315 trillion of total debt. That's nearly 3 times the size of the entire global economy. To understand how we got here, we have to look back to a time long before credit cards. National debt wasn't born on Wall Street. It was born in war. In 1694, England was fighting France and running out of gold. The king turned to merchants for help. In exchange for cash today, he promised them a steady stream of interest payments funded by future taxes. To manage this, the Bank of England was created. It was a total shift in how power worked. Suddenly, a country could spend money it didn't have yet. In return, the lenders got a government bond, a promise that could be bought and sold like property. Fast forward to today, and debt has become the world's biggest export. Global borrowing increases by $1 trillion every 100 days. Every country owes, every bank lends, and every citizen is involved through their taxes and pensions. So, who holds the other end of the rope? Let's look at the US, because its debt affects the whole world. About 2/3 of that $38 trillion is owed to American banks, pension funds, and the Federal Reserve itself. Only about 1/3 is held by foreign countries. While people often say the US is in debt to China, that only accounts for about 2% of the total. Most of what a country owes, it owes to its own people and institutions. It's a circular mirror. Japan lends to the US lends to Europe, and Europe lends to developing nations. It's a global game of hot potato, except the potato is made of promises. Behind all this are the markets, the hedge funds, and big banks. They are the true judges. They decide which countries can borrow cheaply and which will struggle. When they lose confidence, economies can collapse overnight. But here is the real secret. Debt today isn't designed to be repaid. It's designed to be rolled over. When you or I take out a loan, we eventually have to pay it back to zero. But governments treat debt like a rolling subscription. They issue new bonds to pay off the old ones. This keeps the system moving like a shark that has to keep swimming to breathe. The global economy actually depends on this debt. Government bonds are seen as the safest assets in existence. If a country like the US actually paid off its entire debt, the world would lose its most trusted financial tool. The money supply would shrink, and the economy would likely collapse. So, when politicians talk about paying down the debt, they're often selling an illusion. The goal isn't to get rid of it. It's to keep it sustainable so people keep believing in the system. But this trust isn't shared equally. Interest payments generally flow upward from the taxpayers to the massive institutions that hold the debt. This is why global inequality and debt tend to rise together. The system rewards those who own the debt and puts the bill on those who pay it. In the 21st century, debt has become our version of money. The line between who owes and who is owed has blurred. As long as the world keeps believing in these promises, the numbers can keep growing. But if that trust ever breaks, we'll be reminded of what debt really is. A promise that cannot be kept forever. If this changed the way you see the world, smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.